After the law requiring fire-safe cigarettes passed, we've been getting some reports from our customers that are frankly disturbing. Laying aside the almost uniform reports regarding the comparatively poor taste, almost every customer we've gained recently has reported health issues with these cigarettes. These issues vary from a mild irritation when smoking to more alarming physical symptoms such as excessive coughing, mouth and throat irritation, nausea, and mysterious skin rashes. So we decided to investigate exactly what makes these cigarettes fire safe. But what we found shocked us. Fire-safe cigarettes are made presumably fire-safe through a variety of mechanical and chemical processes. Let's examine them. Mechanically, the paper is thickened at bands at certain locations along the tube. Looking at the chemical side of an FSC, we find that ethylene vinyl acetate is the primary chemical that slows the combustion process. When discussing chemical hazards, industry typically uses the material safety data sheet for fast information. We looked at the emergency overview first and found, in part, not considered hazardous under normal conditions of use. Okay, so that gave us a lead. What's EVA used for normally? We went to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services to find out. Starting at the top of the list, we see items such as underlayment and wall insulation, and further down, paints. Near the bottom of the list, we see nail enamels and even eye pencils. But even the personal care products are for external applications. So, there are no products listed that involve the internal use of this product, according to the Department of Health. Not good so far, but we didn't want to form any conclusions yet, so we went back to the material safety datasheet information for ethylene vinyl acetate. It says can release irritating and/or toxic fumes and vapors if involved in a fire. Well, that seems pretty straightforward. If you light a cigarette, you're burning EVA and releasing toxic fumes and vapors. Combine this with the lack of listed internal applications on the Department of Health website, and the customer reports begin to gain more credibility. Going back to the MSDS, the potential health hazard section appears to clearly link EVA in our customers' comments. Starting with the skin, molten material may cause thermal burns. Well, when smoking a cigarette, it seems clear that EVA is also burned, and this might contribute to the burning sensation our customers are reporting. As for inhalation, elevated temperatures may generate irritating fumes. Well, this seems to be exactly what's happening to our customers. Now, the statement does include not a probable route of exposure, but we need to take that in context. For the purposes of the MSDS, they are referring to typical use. In other words, you aren't supposed to be inhaling or ingesting EVA. The MSDS also notes that when EVA is thermally decomposed, the byproducts include carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, and oxidized and non-oxidized hydrocarbons. These are unnecessary chemical additives forced on smokers by law. In addition to the chemical concerns, customers are reporting sparks when relighting an FSC. Customers also report that the lit end of a fire-safe cigarette falls out often. These reports are borne out again by the MSDS that states keep away from heat or flame and that contact with molten material may cause thermal burns. So, not only are these cigarettes not fire safe, but there is evidence that shows that these fire-safe cigarettes are inherent fire hazards that force citizens to inhale additional chemicals and compounds that haven't been subjected to long-term health studies. For months, customers have been coming to Custom Blends with concerns regarding fire-safe cigarettes. Their stories, along with our limited research, would appear to bear their concerns out. Most notably, customers have been voting with their wallets. We've seen a tremendous increase in sales since fire-safe cigarettes were forced into the marketplace. When customers begin changing spending habits in these tough times, their concerns should be taken seriously. We've seen the lack of internal application of the chemicals involved, the MSDS evidence regarding irritation when inhaled, and the risk of fire because the lit portion can fall out. Given this evidence, FSCs are beginning to look like a poorly researched slapdash approach to a problem that has political rather than practical applications. Without long-term studies into the effects of inhaling EVA at high temperatures, the government must remove them immediately and stop using the smoking population as involuntary human test subjects. This is a step backwards for our country, back to a time when human testing was considered appropriate because the population used in the experiment was considered expendable.